Tiffany.
And I'm Mary Beth.
Welcome to more Turning Pages on Location.
Yay! We're on the playground still.
We're at a jungle gym, not climbing, just standing.
Yeah, because
age.
yeah.
So we want to talk a little bit about building your author's platform. And we talked a little bit about this, before in the past and how important the online community is, but kind of just some things to remember and some pitfalls to avoid,
Yes.
right? And if you're a reader, don't turn it out because
There's plenty for you too.
Absolutely. As a reader, the online community is so great, especially in YA, because the authors are so interactive, which is the first thing I want to discuss. Be interactive.
Yes.
Don't just be pushing your projects upon people, right? Engage people. Interact with them. There's nothing worse than that.
Buy my book. Buy my book.
That direct
Buy it.
auto DM.
Oh, I hate it.
I friend you and you're like, hi Tiffany, I really wanted you to buy my book. I don't want to.
Yeah,
because
I unfriend you.
I don't know
Bye-bye.
you like that. So I'll immediately unfriend that direct. Don't
Yes.
do it. It's bad. Womp, womp, womp.
Yeah.
What else?
And we're talking about Twitter, firstly. So that's
Yes.
that's normally where you would have that. There's lots of great pluses to being on Twitter. Not only is there the hashtag that helps you get more readers, but there's a lot going on as a writer.
Yes.
Every writer, especially every YA writer, should follow Brenda Drake because she constantly holds contests, pitch contests, and
Such
it's a
good
great
information,
way
too,
to
right?
get your stuff in front of a bunch of agents that you might not have had a chance to otherwise.
And at the very least, it's just practicing the art of the pitch.
Oh yeah.
You refine that pitch and refine that pitch. You get instant feedback.
Right.
People in the writing community during pitch words or pitch mad or any of those contests, they're super interactive, trading queries, and I'll look at your first chapter, getting beta readers. So it's not necessarily always about that,
Right.
the end result, right? It's about the process.
It's also about figuring out how to make your story interesting in 140 characters or less, and that is
No small
That
task.
is a talent.
right, and if you could do that, because if you go to writing conferences or have quick meetings with
You need
agents,
elevator pitches. They got to be short. And
elevator pitches are everything in the business world, and it's the same thing in writing. As readers, you kind of get to peek at what are people working on and what's out there, so that keeps you very current as well.
Right.
Things that you want to avoid. So yeah, you want to engage, but there's a difference between engaging and engaging.
Right.
Right? It's not the time for you to launch your 9/11 conspiracy theories, your propaganda, your
love for specific.
political.
And that's not to say you can't talk politics
Certainly.
at all. Especially because things like banned books
Yeah.
is a political topic, or
Absolutely.
ratings on
And
YA stuff.
writers are controversial by nature,
Right,
but if
right.
you're trying to build a platform and getting people to be ingratiated with you and be ingratiated with them, it's maybe not the best time to flag to do that.
It's a big word.
Yeah.
Look
sorry.
it up if you don't know it.
Boop. And also understanding that there's always going to be trolls who are going to try to get you to
Right.
commit
Don't
to an
feed the
argument.
trolls.
There's been some recent cases with some very popular YA authors getting caught in that trap, and you don't want to do that, because if you're building your platform, people are going to start to check you out and see what you have to offer, and it's really important that you toe that line.
Right. I would also consider having separate accounts between your personal and your author. Because while they want to see that you're a person, they don't necessarily need to see, your kids learning how to use the potty, or,
Right.
a
A little touch of humanity
Right.
goes a long way,
Right.
but pizza for dinner, pictures every night, not so much, right?
pizza.
I love pizza.
But it's part of your branding. So like Twitter, maybe not as much, but Instagram.
Instagram.
My own thing, I probably post too many personal things on my author Instagram, but our Turning Pages Instagram is strictly business.
Right.
It's what we do, it's what we're reading, it's promos for vlogs, and I think it needs to be that way, because then you guys know that that's what we're about.
Right. And you want to be authentic. People can
Right.
tell online, yes, there's catfishing and all that, but this is what I'm talking about. Like, be authentic, and people can tell very quickly if you're being genuine, and they'll respond to that. A lot of people say, oh, how do you have so many followers? How do you do this? Like, it's not about the quantity always. It's a lot of times it's about the quality.
Right.
Eventually, those numbers will go up
Right.
if you're delivering solid content, engaging, and
Right.
participating in a way that makes people want to
Right.
give you that feedback.
Right, and don't be afraid to to comment on other things. You know, a great way to get more followers, whether it's YouTube or Instagram, is to look at other people in the industry and comment on their things. And don't just, if I see one more, that's cool.
Nice shots.
Yeah, like, I don't follow you for that. If you're commenting, oh, I really hated that book, I don't understand why you liked it, then I'm going to have a discussion with you and be like, oh, I find that odd. Why
Right.
didn't you like it?
Right.
And those are the kind of people that I want to follow me and for me to follow them back because they're interesting.
Right.
And not just out there fishing for numbers.
Right. Let the authors know what you think. Engage with other authors, because we talk about how solitary this life can be. It's important. You know, I've engaged with many of authors and gotten feedback, and sometimes didn't like it, but you know, it's great. It lets you know that there's humans behind those words, and it
Right.
makes it all the more enjoyable, I think.
I agree. What else can we add? Promo for your books should start at least 6 months before the book comes out.
Absolutely.
If you want those sales to really skyrocket in the beginning, you need to get the word out there. And again, it's not, you know, buy my book. 6
Right.
months, my book comes out, buy it. You know, it's a cover reveal. It's sharing, you know, clippets and your favorite quotes from the book. And
As a former literary publicist, you know, we would never take a client less than 3 months out. As the authors want to share their project, which is so important, find your niche. Maybe you can guest blog. If you're writing a book about, you know, teenage depression, maybe you can guest blog on a mommy blog or a family blog about how you've dealt with the issues in your book. Maybe you can do, you know, a top 5 things to look for if your kid is depressed, or something to get
think
you
outside the box.
Yeah,
because
across the
you want to
platforms.
make, right, exactly. Get the biggest audience you can.
Right, and you know, not billing yourself as an expert in any of those fields, but
Right.
authors are like pop psychologists in a lot of ways, because we have to look at all aspects or all facets of that human behavior. So look for ways that you can promote yourself without holding up a sign saying, this is my book, buy my
Right.
book. There's plenty of people doing that, and that is a part of it, certainly, but it shouldn't be the basis by which you're
Right.
asking people to interact
It shouldn't be
with you.
90% of what you're putting out there on social media.
Absolutely.
So let us know, you know, where are you on the web?
Yeah,
Where
find
can
us.
we find you? Find us. And let us know what you do when it comes to promo.
And pizza.
Yes. Always pizza.
Until next time, guys.
Keep turning those pages.
Bye.
Bye-bye.